Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're taking a look at from Transformers 1. This is Deluxe Class Alpha Trion. So much like we saw with Optimus Prime, the packaging is pretty much the same, except you do see a shot of Alpha Trion in his beast mode there, looking very cool. There is Alpha Trion in the box, and it looks like he has some amazing details just right off the bat. I mean, that head sculpt looks absolutely amazing. We'll get further into details when we get him out of the box. But yeah, pretty much the standard fare. He is OD/02. So these are the first two deluxe classes that have been released in Japan here. And they are available right now. So on the side there, you see Alpha Trion in his beast mode and an up-close shot of his noggin there. Again, that very cool looking Autobot logo. On the top, your group shop, Transformers 1 group shop. On the bottom, product info. On the side, again, you get your Transformers 1 group shot there. And then on the back is where we see our product images of Alpha Trion. And again, the Hasbro release says the amount of steps he transforms in, but in the Takara Tomy release just says transform. So from robot mode to beast mode, Transformers 1, and QR codes and more information on the back. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this Alpha Trion opened up, see what he's all about. Okay, here we have Alpha Trion out of the packaging, and before we get into his details, let's take a quick look at his accessories. He does come with two accessories, one being this very small weapon here, which is sort of a, I don't know if you want to call it like a little club or whatever, but it's just done in a light blue plastic with some nice detail there. Now, there are some discrepancies with the weapons. If you look on the back, it is obviously painted. The handle is painted like a sort of a dark gray, where the actual piece is not painted there. So also on the bigger weapon, the sword here, it looks like the handle is painted sort of a gunmetal gray as well, whereas the actual weapon is just a gray plastic. So there's a couple discrepancies with the weapons. Also, if you notice, his heel spurs look purple on the box art, and actually in hand they are done in a sort of lighter gray. So there's a few discrepancies with the plastic and paint, but that is about it. Going back to this weapon here, again, painted in that very light blue like we saw with Optimus Prime's axe. And yeah, some really nice detail. This doubles as his tail in beast mode, obviously. So that's kind of explains the funky shape. But yeah, some really nice detail there, some molded detail. And I really love the color. And again, it is the same color as Optimus Prime's axe. And he can obviously hold this like that. Now, there is weapon storage for both these. If you go to the back and sort of open up his beast mode head here on the back, if you look on the inside, actually, let's see here, I think this is supposed to be flipped this way. So on the inside there are little tabs, so you can put this like this. You can use any one of these tabs for sort of weapon storage, so that clips on like that. And then there's a slot here, and this little tab on that sword goes right in there. So there is weapon storage, but it doesn't look, I mean, it doesn't look that great from the back. I guess you can't really see it, but anyways, there's weapon storage for his weapons. So that's about it for the accessories. One thing I do want to note here before we get into these details, this back piece is on a hinge right here, and there's also another hinge. So there's a kind of a lot of different configurations for the back piece. I think the one I had it in probably looks the best because it does sort of look like his sort of his cape on the back. You can also sort of close this part up and make it a little bit more compact. I actually like this look as well, with that sort of tucked away. It does give him just a little bit better of a silhouette. So that is something you can do as well. So anyways, let's pause there and get into Alpha Trion's details. Okay, so first thing you notice about Alpha Trion is the beautiful metallic purple paint all over the place on this figure. It looks absolutely amazing. We'll get to that in a second, but first and foremost, let's get into the head sculpt there. A really cool head sculpt. It's pretty, I thought it was very two-dimensional at first, but it is pretty three-dimensional. So he does have some beautiful metallic purple paint on the top here, some blue eyes, and I just really love the face sculpt. It's very cool. You got the horns there done in the gunmetal gray. But yeah, you know, from the front, it does look very two-dimensional, but it actually is, you know, a full head sculpt there. So yeah, a really nice head sculpt. And then, yeah, just going down the figure, this really nice silver paint here. I love the metallic purple here. Sort of metallic pinkish purple against this darker purple. Looks really nice. You get some sort of tannish gray paint for the chest here. And I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I think maybe it's the transformation cog. I didn't, you know, there's nothing in the instructions about this. hole right here, so I'm assuming maybe something comes later from another figure or something. I'm not sure about that. But going down the waist here, again, that nice metallic purple against the darker purple. And the hands here, again, that purple against the dark purple. I don't know if you want to call that purple. It's kind of dark pink, metallic pink. And then you get some gunmetal gray for the thighs. Again, more of that metallic paint. And you have some more silver paint and some little bit of detail on the lower legs. And then you do see the feet there. So that's how he looks from the front. Just really nice, though. I really love the purple metallic paint on this figure. And then, like I did show you just now with the back, you see the beast mode head. And again, you can, there's some different configurations. You can do this. You can put it down, if you want to make it look more like he has a cape, or you can put it back up and have just a little bit cleaner look, which I kind of like, just like that. But yeah, he does kind of have a backpack. I mean, it's, it's a beast former. You're gonna have issues with that. So, but yeah, that's about it for his robot mode. Now, doing a quick comparison with him and Deluxe Class Optimus Prime, you'll see that Optimus Prime is kind of a little bit smaller than him. Alpha Trion does sort of tower over Prime just a little bit. But like I was showing you, that it's that same blue they use for Prime's axe that they use for Alpha Trion's little sword here. So I'm just going to arm him up real quick. And there's a comparison between the two new Deluxe Class figures from Transformers 1. So let's pause and get into Alpha Trion's articulation. Articulation for Alpha Trion is actually very good. Let's get into that right now. So looking at the head first, the head is on a ball joint. He can look up. He can turn side to side. And you do have a little bit of side-to-side movement, so there's some nice expression on the head. Everything else is ball-jointed. The ball-jointed shoulders here can go all the way around. He does have an upper bicep, which is very tight on my copy. He can do a 90-degree on the elbow. There's absolutely nothing at the wrist. This is all just one molded piece. So getting his arms out of the way, like that. He does have full rotation at the waist, so if you want to move this piece up a little bit, it does get hindered, but if you move that up just a tiny bit, you can get some full rotation. The hips are ball jointed, so you can do the full splits. He can kick, again, getting this out of the way. He can kick back that far. He can kick up this far. He has a 90-degree at the knee. There's also a cut right above the knee here, so you have some swivel there as well, which is very nice. And then he does have some ankle movement, which is very nice. A very neat, deep ankle rocker joint there, which we never saw on Prime. And then his heel spurs do move because of transformation. Those just go up and down. So yeah, he's actually pretty well articulated. Definitely a lot more than we saw on Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. And again, the backpack, it's on a hinge there, so you can kind of move it up and down. If you want to call that articulation, I guess you can. But that is about it for Alpha Trion's articulation. Let's get this guy transformed. Okay, transformation time for Alpha Trion. And if you've ever transformed any sort of Beast Wars figures or Beast Formers, it's pretty straightforward. So first thing you want to do is put his arms out. And if you notice, there are little pegs on either side of his chest. They're going to slot right into those holes right there. So you just want to pull the arms out, peg them in. They're not like the tightest connections, but they do peg in like so. Like that. And the next thing you want to do is just turn his arms so the wrists are facing down like that on either side. And then you're going to take this little tab and just flip that out. And then that's going to take his little paws out there, his front paws like that. So once you have that done, we're going to go to the back. And on the back, you want to take this piece and you want to flip it around so this part is facing up. So you're just going to do a sort of 180 on this part and go like that. Flip that up like that. And then you'll notice these little tabs like I showed you for the weapon storage. At this point, you want to take the little, I don't know, I'm just going to call it like a little dagger. This will form the horn of the beast mode. So you're going to tab that in right there. And then once you have that tabbed in, you can close up the head like that. And then you will see that. Don't miss this step, because if you forget to tab that in, you have to undo it and do it later. So if you do that now, it's all ready to go. And then that is the head complete. And then next thing is going to cover the robot head with this part here. And there's little tabs on either side here and here that are going to slot into little slots on either side of his head there. So basically just fold that over and you will hear that click in place. And once you have that done, you have pretty much the front of the beast all done. And you can kind of just move his arms out of the way for now. Let's focus on the legs now. First thing you want to do is you're going to take these purple pieces. These will actually unclip from the leg like this. And they will move up to the front of the leg. Now the instructions say that they kind of clip in. They don't like make a sound or anything. They won't like snap in, but there's a tiny little slot right there, and there's a tiny little peg right there that you know you have it right if you just kind of, you know, have it slide right in there. So it doesn't make like a clicking noise, but it just sort of soft tabs into place. Again, take this piece, the shin part out, slide that up until you do see that connecting to that slot. So you're gonna put that like that, and it stays pretty tight. Next thing you want to do is come back to the bottom of the feet, and you're gonna take the heel spurs and just flip those up on either side. And then the back part is basically just getting his legs angled. So you're gonna turn these purple parts so they're kind of facing 90 degrees like that, and then you're gonna take this part and angle that up, and then put this part down. So there's two hinges right here, and then you're gonna put that down, so it sort of makes like a little Z formation like that. Same thing on the other side, I'll show you real quick. So you have it like that. You want to put this leg down like so, and then just kind of angle up this, and then fold that down like so. And then once you stand him up, you can, you know, you can kind of adjust his legs like that, so he's standing on all fours like so. And last thing you want to do is take his tail. There is a little slot right here, and there's a peg on the sword that doubles as the tail, and then voila, there you have Alpha Trion transformed into his beast mode. I'm going to call it the beast mode, not really sure what it's supposed to be, but anyways, there he is. So let's pause and look at his details. Okay, let's take a look at Alpha Trion's beast mode. So first and foremost, let's get in close on the head. I really love this head. Some nice sculpt work. I love that sort of pinkish purple metallic paint they use. You see a little bit of silver for the teeth there. You get the blue eyes, but otherwise a very nice head sculpt. You see the horn peeking out there like we showed you during the transformation process. He's got some nice molded detail around the beast head. Everything else is pretty much his, you know, his robot mode arms. You can see visible fist syndrome right there. But you see his little toesies there. And then going down the figure again, kind of everything we saw in robot mode, just sort of scrunched up. I mean, a very typical sort of beast former here. You see the legs, the hind legs there. And again, on the box, it shows that these are purple. I kind of wish they were painted purple. I don't really mind this sort of grayish plastic, but I think the purple would have been a little bit nicer. And then you see the tail sticking out, and everything holds together really nicely. So yeah, that is his beast mode. I mean, not much else to say except that head sculpt is really rocking. Really love that. Articulation for the beast mode is pretty much the same as the robot mode. I mean, you can bend at the elbow there. You can bend his feet a little bit forward and back. Nothing at the head. You know, since this part is tabbed in, you can't really, you can untab it if you want to move this part. But basically, articulation where the elbow joint was. And then for the legs too, you know, you can move it forward and back. So you can get them in some decent, you know, sort of animal poses if you want. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the beast mode. Let's bring in Deluxe Class Optimus Prime just for a comparison. There is Optimus Prime in his truck mode. And again, just like in robot mode, Alpha Trion triumphs over Prime. Just a huge difference in size. There they are side by side. You can see the comparison there. And just showing you from a different angle there from the back. But yeah, Alpha Trion is a beast. Literally, he's a beast. So taking off Optimus Prime. And that's about it for beast mode. So yeah, I'll transform this guy back into robot mode and leave you with my final thoughts. Okay, so my final thoughts for Transformers 1 Deluxe Class Alpha Trion. This is another solid figure like we saw with Optimus Prime. It has beautiful paint. I really love the metallic paint they used. And it has really nice details and some very good articulation. Not too crazy about the beast mode, but I think they did the best with it and they made it really work. The detail on the beast head is absolutely amazing again, and I think you know, I will be most likely displaying it in robot mode. But yeah, another fun figure, nice articulation, detail, and especially the paintwork really makes this figure shine. So anyways, this has been the video review for Transformers 1 Deluxe Class Alpha Trion. This has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. As always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more great content. As always, guys, till all are one.